Warning. The following video you are about to watch has material not suitable for all audiences. If you are easily disturbed or offended, it's recommended to click off right away. If you want to keep your dignity, I'd also recommend clicking off right away since you are about to witness the utmost example of degeneracy. Seriously, the last thing I'd want for you is to watch this video only for someone to walk in on the wrong moment asking what in the hell you are watching. Viewer discretion is advised. Okay, right now as I'm recording this, I have massive blue balls. What'd I miss? Oh, I see. So if you're one of the 2 people who subscribe to this channel, you know that I've been dead for a few months because the last movie I saw made me want to die and quit. So I thought to myself, why must I torture myself for your entertainment? Why don't I talk about something that'll make everyone else question themselves? Which is exactly what I'm about to do. So if you've been on YouTube back when the unspecified disease of no known origin began spawn killing humanity, you may remember seeing this video called Mary's Theme in your recommended. Now, questions amongst ourselves when we saw this were probably akin to, who's Mary? What's this? Why is this song good though? I myself was one of these people, till I found some comment talking about the movie the song came from. When I read this, I said something along the lines of, hold the phone, you mean to tell me that there's a potentially lost movie that was rediscovered by its score? That's neat. So I went searching for this so-called movie called Femina Ridens, or The Frightened Woman, or The Laughing Woman. Yeah, I know, bipolarism is a serious issue. In the meantime, I collected bits and pieces of the movie's score in a playlist on my old account, which has almost 6,000 views. Man, why can't I get these type of views on my videos? I kept searching for the movie, and I found it on an adult website. Well, on the bright side, it's one of Edgar Wright's favorite movies, in his list of 1,000 movies. Oh. Also, I was considering delaying the video for the new Blu-ray transfer that's about to come out, but look at that price. Yeah, nah, I like to keep my money. Femina Ridens is a 1969 Italian thriller film directed by Piero Schifezappa. It follows a woman named Maria, portrayed by Dagmar Lysander, who is kidnapped by Dr. Sawyer, portrayed by Felipe Leroy. I'm definitely not getting ads on this video. By the way, we're gonna be watching the anime dub because reviewing a movie with subtitles would just get annoying. Also, before the scene-by-scene breakdown starts, I recommend you to actually watch this movie, although fortunately for you, you can watch it on Internet Archive. Or not, it's your choice really. The movie begins with the opening credits over the statue of what's supposed to be a woman's legs, and several men waiting in line to get in between. What, do you think I'm some cunning linguist? I got no jokes for that. We see some woman commenting on the marks on her skin, as well as getting paid, so you can only assume what her profession is. She exits the automobile only to enter this white car. We then cut to some building where Largo over here is just walking towards the camera, doing some truly unusual activities. He also steals the A on this statue. Why? No clue. And then see these group of men walk out with Dr. Sayer exiting and talking to Largo about his poor decisions that aren't very cash money. I mean, doesn't he know sharks are an endangered species? He can't just be using them to kill James Bond whenever. Largo then just stares at Mary. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We then see that prostitute from earlier talking on the phone, telling Sayer that she will not be available that weekend to do his deeds due to some liver issues, even though she is lying, getting some fur coats instead. Mary Ergstrom arrives to Sayer's secretary, who looks to be auditioning for a part in Kiss of Death. Mary asks Dr. Sayer that she needs better material for her BuzzFeed article about male sterilization. Sayer is just like, yeah, they're at my house, just wait for the weekend. She's like, nah dog, I need it now. They get in a physical Twitter debate for a few seconds where Mary decides to pick them up at his place. As Mary walks away, Largo shows up and is like, damn redheads, ain't got no souls. That's why I hired one. At Sayer's place, they talk about some bacteria drawings with Sayer getting bored and giving Mary an alcoholic beverage, presumably shaken not stirred considering his Daniel Craig looking ass. Also, I love this framing. The glass structure holding the daggers looks like a cage trapping them, which is a nice little detail. Speaking of loving small details, this is a great example of editing. And with just 4 simple shots, it conveyed so much information that a horror movie would take minutes to do. First, you focus on the drink, then the collapse of the drugging, then an establishing shot of the car, and finally the kidnapping within. It's great filmmaking. And yes, I know that I'm overreacting over the editing, but some of the best edits are usually the simplest, such as the match from Lawrence of Arabia, or the bone from 2001: A Space Odyssey, or just receiving the right tire. Changes everything. Sayer then takes Mary to his place where he turns on the Suspiria lights while he goes all red-pilled, saying that women are trying to eradicate men with the discovery of synthetic sperm being catalysts and only needing them for sexual satisfaction.
So it's, women are in a nature setting like, to be conquered.
No comment. Sayer leaves while Mary searches for a way out, expanding the geography of the film set. Unlike The Tension of the Dead and Do Not Reply, the geography being explored is done well, as we see the unique set design in such a modern 60s yet overall simple home. Mary manages to leave the building, running down the house's alley, which leads to some more good filmmaking. It's so simple, yet with one simple pan, we got a jump scare, as well as a good looking shot, although it would look better if the movie had a better quality transfer. Hopefully that new Blu-ray looks good. Mary collapses and later looks at whatever this is. We also see Sayer doing his Patrick Bateman routine, while Mary looks at this piece of fabric. Sayer goes to bed, lifting up the walls through a button, leading to the two lying in bed together. He then begins to make out with her. Now I think I know why this was on that site. Oh, except Sayer pulls out a sex doll of himself and forces Mary to make out with it. No comment. Sayer takes a bath with Mary carrying a towel to dry him. Get pranked. She also notices that you can change the temperature on those, but that'll be important for later. He then makes her clean his feet. Yeah, I don't know. He also says that she is now his slave or whatever. You know what? Let's have some lunch. Oh, isn't that a creative way to put a girl on a diet? I mean, it is better than a tapeworm.
Please, take me back to town. I swear I'll never say anything against you.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna budge. Sarah gives Mary some coffee while she continues to negotiate with him. Let me just say, even though this is a dub, and yes, I have seen the sub version, I love how Mary isn't a cowardly type and makes several attempts to escape in a believable way. It's interesting that by giving your characters believable strengths and weaknesses, your audience can get so attached.
Kill me! What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Anyways, he then sends her to get him a cigarette, not giving a care in the world. Mary finds a knife and tries to stab Sarah, only to get double pranked.
I set a little trap for you, and you walked right into it.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the other way around. Sarah gives Mary some AIDS and then sprays her with a hose like this is do the right thing. He also takes a picture of him on top of Mary, as if he's some hunter that captured some prey. Oh, if you couldn't tell, this movie's not for everyone. Sayer presents Mary a slideshow of images that I can't show on YouTube. By the way, this is where the blood came from earlier. Sayer then tells Mary that he gets hard off of women being tortured. Yeah, no, this video is not going to be accepted by YouTube. However, Mary tries to tell him that he doesn't need to beat women like how he beats his penis to get hard. She continues to do the whole I can fix him meme and is not afraid of death, as she believes in reincarnation and she'll do anything to fix him, like going into a lily field or going off to an island. She then goes on a schoolgirl act. We can also hear bits of her theme song.
The scent of flowers from the garden. The gate leads into a dark, deserted park.
But Sayers is like, nah, get dressed, I need to get hard. We then get a 5-minute scene of Mary dancing. That's it. I think it's supposed to be stimulating, arousing, a specific 4-letter word I can't say on YouTube, since she's wearing this little bit of nothing, even though we just saw that stuff earlier. I mean, hell, even the music is having orgasms. I'm skipping this, it's not like I'll miss anything. Okay, I think I missed something. Mary's like, no, and Sayer just says, you got super pranked, nerd. Here's a schoolgirl costume that would have worked earlier. Sayer plays the organ while Mary is dressed in this costume. Sayer's like, you know how to play the organ? And guys, let me just warn you by saying that this scene is quite disturbing. No, not that. Look at how she's playing. That's not even remotely close. They begin to suck face, but Sayer gets some Vietnam flashbacks and cuffs her to the brick. He then begins to cut her hair into a pixie cut and prepares to stab her with the scissors.
Go ahead, kill me. Kill me! What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Yeah! Well, it looks like her bargaining worked as he releases her and doesn't kill her. Sayer takes a walk outside, thinking for a few solid minutes. Inside the bedroom, he notices Mary on the floor with an empty bottle of pills beside her. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How did she swallow the pills if her hands are handcuffed to her back? Shut up. Sayer then gives Mary some coffee like this is the apartment. He even tries doing the walking technique from the movie. This man's trying too hard to be a mensch. Sayer tries warming Mary with the fireplace, waking her up and being like, why didn't you do the murder like all your other French girls? Sayer just reveals his anime backstory, stating that those girls were just prostitutes and that with Mary he felt that he could actually fulfill his biggest fantasy of killing a woman. Yeah, I know, that doesn't sound good out of context, but anyways, Mary's like, oh, you didn't want to kill me? How cute. They then both take a shower with some waltz playing in the background. However, Mary turns up the heat for Sayer. Well, that immense change in temperature must have rushed the blood a bit. In fact, did you know that if you change the temperature of a liquid in a cup, you could actually shatter it? It's as simple as switching your cold milk with a hot coffee or vice versa. If he had a heart of glass, he'd be dead. The two then travel to this flower field, which, let me just say, is underscored by some excellent music. Yeah, it's safe to say that this movie has one of the best scores I've heard, especially when Mary takes pictures. Or when Sayer lays flat on the ground with some music you should recognize. We then hear some more good music while Sayer acts like a perv. The two stop at this crossing while Mary blows Sayer's tallywhacker like a cello. We then get some woodwinds playing on the train as she continues. Oh, I get it, because with woodwinds, you're blowing into wood. Sayer tells Mary that when he was a kid, he once saw some scorpions doing the reproduction where he learned that the females ate the males after mating. Disturbed, he killed it, feeling that that's how all women were. Wait, Sayer and Mary. Oh, well at least we got some cool amphicar action. Oh, did I mention the score was great? The two then arrive at this castle on the island. At the castle, the two enter this secret passage with this giant bed, where they decide to do the reproduction until this dude shows up.
We're lost. However, we find our way out of all these rooms and corridors.
They then go to the restaurant with some even more stellar music.
For you.
Mary picks up this random cat talking about how much she loves them.
Cats always come to me. When I was a little girl, a cat fell in love with me. I mean it. He really did. He'd look at me in that mysterious way cats have.
Okay, for those of you who don't understand, she's performing the two-knuckle shuffle on him with a side of a Tarantino special. The waiter shows up to ask for their order, with Sayer upset over his cock blocking.
Monsieur!
Sayer eats some kebabs, with Mary giving him some more. I must say, those kebabs must have a lot of salt, which, under an unsupervised diet, may not be very good for one's health. At Sayer's place, he gets the indoor pool ready, getting ready to perform the reproduction with Mary in the water, although he hallucinates about entering the open leg structure from earlier, receiving several flashbacks from earlier in that movie. We then see this. Wait, did you notice that? Play that again. One more time. The skeleton's body melts where the two decide to do the deed while spaghetti western music plays in the background. Yeah, don't ask. Dude then busts a nut so hard and dies from a heart attack due to that good pussy. I think those other actions also had some influence, but it's better than hot sauce condoms, I suppose. Mary leaves the pool, only to reveal that she has been wearing a wig the entire time. Also, she never had those pills. They were in the pillows. She fixes herself with the sex doll just staring at her like the dance scene. She then takes the film reel from the third act adventure 2. We then get some explanation over the whole ordeal, with Mary having known about his kicks and that Sayer had a coronary, leading to her planning out the entire movie. Additionally, Mary is paid to kill sadistic men, or at least torture them as a take back against their humiliation. Why? I don't know. I suppose there are some crazy men out there.
Damn, bitch! I sucked the dirt off them nasty, filthy, beautiful feet.
Finally, we see Mary in this position, with this man giving her the photographs from earlier that she uses for her collection. Also, this is lazy, but I'm still going to say it. I think this oval is supposed to represent something. The movie ends with Mary opening the picture book and revealing the men she's taken revenge on before, including Largo, all concluding with Sayer. She smiles off screen knowing that she'll strike again. So that was Femina Ridens. Yeah, I have no clue what to think. This is a very competently made movie considering what I've reviewed. However, this movie shocks me that it doesn't have a much larger cult following, especially in the deep climate that we live in today. You'd figure that it would at least have a remotely notable fan base, but it really doesn't. If you want to get an idea, there are barely any reviews of this movie to exist. The only reviews I could find had people saying that they enjoyed it, both for its aesthetics and the fact that it had a plot to follow for the entire movie, unique for its genre. What genre is this? I don't know, nor would I want to know since I actually like having stories in my movies. Dagmar Lysander, the actress who portrayed Maria, has claimed that this was her favorite movie she did, and I can can't see why that is. I honestly would recommend this movie to people, well, depending on their range. I honestly have no clue what to rate this, so I'll just say that this movie is highly recommended. Also, check out the soundtrack playlist if you want to hear the score better, since it is copyrighted. In fact, if I were ranking my top favorite film scores, it probably wouldn't be in the top 10 since I've heard so many, but if I hadn't, it would rank very highly. Yeah, that's all my comments for Femina Ridens. This is the part where I usually break the disc, but I actually like this movie and I don't have an outro, so